George Washington, 1732 to 1799, was the first president of the United States and a central figure in the American Revolution. His life story is a powerful example of leadership, determination, and patriotism. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Virginia. His family was involved in agriculture. Washington lost his father when he was only 11 years old, which forced him to grow up quickly and take on family responsibilities. Washington began his military career in the Virginia militia and gained prominence during the French and Indian War in 1754. His leadership skills and strategic abilities became widely recognized. The American Revolution. In 1775, when America began its struggle for independence from British rule, George Washington was appointed as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. He led the revolutionary forces for 8 years and played a crucial role in securing America's independence. Presidency. In 1789, George Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. He served 2 terms, 1789 to 1797. During his presidency, he focused on stabilizing the government, implementing economic reforms, and promoting national unity. Washington married Martha Custis, but they had no children together. After retiring from the presidency in 1797, he returned to his Mount Vernon estate in Virginia. He passed away on December 14, 1799, at the age of 67. John Adams, 1735 to 1826, was an American founding father, the second president of the United States, and a key figure in the early history of the nation. His life was marked by his dedication to independence, his role in the American Revolution, and his contributions to shaping the young republic. John Adams was born on October 30, 1735, in Braintree, Massachusetts, now Quincy. He came from a modest farming family and was the eldest of 3 brothers. Adams was highly educated, graduating from Harvard College in 1755. He initially worked as a schoolteacher before studying law and becoming a prominent lawyer. Role in the American Revolution. Adams was a strong advocate for independence from Britain and played a key role in the events leading up to the American Revolution. He was a delegate to the First and Second Continental Congresses and was instrumental in pushing for the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Adams was part of the committee that drafted the Declaration, alongside Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin. Adams served as a diplomat in Europe, helping to secure critical support and alliances, particularly with France. He was also involved in negotiating the Treaty of Paris in 1783, which ended the Revolutionary War and recognized American independence. Vice Presidency and Presidency. In 1789, John Adams became the first Vice President of the United States under George Washington, serving for 2 terms. He described the position as the most insignificant office, but he dutifully fulfilled his role. In 1796, Adams was elected as the second President of the United States. His presidency, 1797 to 1801, was marked by challenges, including conflicts with France, known as the Quasi-War, and domestic tensions such as the Alien and Sedition Acts, which were highly controversial. Adams was married to Abigail Smith, who was a close advisor and confidant. They had 6 children, including John Quincy Adams, who would later become the 6th President of the United States. Adams retired to his farm in Quincy after losing the 1800 election to Thomas Jefferson. He passed away on July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Remarkably, Thomas Jefferson also died on the same day. John Adams' last words were, "Thomas Jefferson survives," though Jefferson had passed away just hours earlier. Thomas Jefferson, 1743 to 1826, was a founding father, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and the 3rd President of the United States. His life was characterized by his intellectual pursuits, his vision for America, and his commitment to liberty and democracy. Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13, 1743, in Shadwell, Virginia. He came from a wealthy plantation-owning family and received an excellent education. Jefferson attended the College of William and Mary, where he studied law and became well-versed in philosophy, science, and literature. Jefferson played a pivotal role in the American Revolution. In 1776, as a delegate to the Continental Congress, he was chosen to draft the Declaration of Independence. His eloquent words about equality and the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness became the cornerstone of American ideals. After the Revolution, Jefferson held various important positions. He served as the governor of Virginia, the first U.S. Secretary of State under George Washington, and vice president under John Adams. Presidency. In 1800, Thomas Jefferson was elected as the third president of the United States, serving 2 terms from 1801 to 1809. His presidency was marked by several significant achievements. The Louisiana Purchase, 1803. Jefferson doubled the size of the United States by purchasing the Louisiana Territory from France, which expanded the country westward. Lewis and Clark Expedition, 1804 to 1806. He commissioned Meriwether Lewis and William Clark to explore the newly acquired territory, which led to important discoveries and mapping of the western regions. The Embargo Act, 1807. To avoid conflict between Britain and France, Jefferson imposed an embargo that prohibited American ships from trading with foreign nations. Although it aimed to protect U.S. interests, the embargo hurt the economy and was highly unpopular. Jefferson married Martha Wales Skelton, but she passed away in 1782, leaving him heartbroken. They had 6 children, but only 2 survived into adulthood. Jefferson was also the owner of the Monticello estate in Virginia, where he lived and managed a large plantation worked by enslaved people. Historians believe that Jefferson fathered children with Sally Hemings, one of the women he enslaved. Jefferson was a polymath, deeply interested in architecture, agriculture, science, and education. He founded the University of Virginia in 1819, which reflected his vision for higher education. Thomas Jefferson passed away on July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, just hours after John Adams. His death marked the end of an era in American history. James Madison, 1751 to 1836, was a founding father, the 4th President of the United States, and is often called the Father of the Constitution for his crucial role in shaping the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. His life was marked by his dedication to creating a strong republic and ensuring individual liberties. James Madison was born on March 16, 1751, in Port Conway, Virginia, into a wealthy plantation-owning family. He was a bright student and attended the College of New Jersey, now Princeton University, where he studied history, government, and law. Madison's early education and intellectual curiosity laid the foundation for his later political contributions. Role in the Constitution. Madison is best known for his pivotal role in drafting and promoting the U.S. Constitution. He was a key figure at the Constitutional Convention of 1787, where he advocated for a strong federal government balanced by checks and balances. He contributed extensively to the Federalist Papers, a series of essays defending the new Constitution. Madison's vision of a balanced government became a cornerstone of the American political system. The Bill of Rights. Madison also played a crucial role in drafting the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution that guarantee fundamental liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press. His advocacy for these rights helped win support for the Constitution among those who feared a strong central government. Political career. Before becoming president, Madison served as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives and as Secretary of State under President Thomas Jefferson. As Secretary of State, he oversaw the Louisiana Purchase and dealt with diplomatic issues, particularly tensions with Britain and France. Presidency. James Madison was elected as the 4th President of the United States, serving 2 terms from 1809 to 1817. His presidency was dominated by the War of 1812, a conflict with Britain over trade restrictions, impressment of American sailors, and British support for Native American attacks on American settlers. War of 1812. Often called America's Second War of Independence, the War of 1812 was a difficult period for Madison, despite early setbacks, including the British burning of Washington, D.C. in 1814. The war ended with a renewed sense of national unity. The Treaty of Ghent, signed in 1814, restored pre-war boundaries but did not address the issues that had caused the conflict. Post-war economic growth. After the war, Madison supported economic measures to strengthen the country, including the establishment of the Second Bank of the United States and the introduction of protective tariffs. Madison married Dolly Payne Todd in 1794, who became one of the most popular first ladies in American history. Dolly Madison was known for her social skills and played an important role in shaping the role of the First Lady. After his presidency, Madison retired to his estate, Montpelier, in Virginia. He continued to be involved in public affairs, particularly as a defender of the Constitution. He passed away on June 28, 1836, at the age of 85. James Monroe, 1758 to 1831, was the fifth president of the United States and is best known for the Monroe Doctrine, a key policy statement that shaped American foreign policy. He was the last founding father to serve as president and led the country during the era of good feelings, a time of national unity and economic growth. James Monroe was born on April 28, 1758, in Westmoreland County, Virginia. He came from a moderately wealthy family of planters. Monroe attended the College of William and Mary, but left in 1776 to join the Continental Army during the American Revolution. He fought bravely in several battles, including the Battle of Trenton, where he was wounded, before presidency. After the war, Monroe studied law under Thomas Jefferson, who became his mentor. This connection profoundly influenced Monroe's political philosophy. He served in the Virginia legislature, the Continental Congress, and as a U.S. Senator. Monroe held several important positions during his career. Minister to France, 1794 to 1796. Monroe helped maintain diplomatic relations with France during a turbulent period. Governor of Virginia, 1799 to 1802. He served multiple terms as governor and became a popular leader in his home state. Secretary of State and Secretary of War. Under President James Madison, Monroe held both positions during the War of 1812, showing his versatility and dedication to the nation. James Monroe was elected as the fifth president of the United States in 1816 and served 2 terms from 1817 to 1825. His presidency is known for its relative peace and prosperity, often referred to as the era of good feelings. Key events and accomplishments during Monroe's presidency include the Monroe Doctrine, 1823. This policy declared that the Western Hemisphere was off limits to European colonization and intervention. The Monroe Doctrine became a cornerstone of American foreign policy, asserting U.S. influence in the Americas. The Missouri Compromise, 1820. This legislation aimed to maintain the balance of power between free and slave states. It allowed Missouri to enter the Union as a slave state, while Maine entered as a free state. The compromise also prohibited slavery in the Louisiana Territory north of the 36° 30 parallel, except for Missouri. Expansion of U.S. territory. Monroe oversaw the acquisition of Florida from Spain in 1819, further expanding U.S. territory and settling long-standing border disputes. Monroe married Elizabeth Courtwright in 1786, and they had 3 children. Elizabeth was an important partner during Monroe's political career, and her charm and grace helped elevate the role of the First Lady. After his presidency, Monroe retired to his estate in Virginia. His later years were marked by financial difficulties, and he moved to New York to live with his daughter. James Monroe passed away on July 4, 1831, the 55th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, making him the 3rd president to die on that historic date, after John Adams and Thomas Jefferson.